started streaming. Wait about 10 seconds and then welcome to Put It on the Bat Card, starring Zeev. No, no, this is Welcome to the Bat Card. This is episode number 1, season 1.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm Steve, the Geek Supreme, and to my left,
It's Zach, the Mega Nerd.
and today we're bringing you all the news and information that is in the comic book world. So, we'll start off with the obvious that I've talked about a couple of times, but we've never really had like a full discussion with anybody. DC and everything that they did over the last 3 weeks, which has caused untold headaches to many a retailer, customer, and more. So, essentially, what happened is when everything went into COVID lockdown, DC, about a month into Diamond not shipping anything, announced that they were going to use two large comic book online retailers as their distributors. And they created two new distributorships separate from their online businesses.
Mm-hmm.
One being one that we use, which is Lunar Distribution,
Yeah.
and the other being USC
Yes.
or UCS.
UCS. I think it's UCS. I don't remember off the top of my head.
But we're in a different location, so we don't use that one because the shipping costs go higher.
Yeah, and it's
'cause of how
broken
far
up
we
by
were away.
East and West Coast anyway.
Yeah. And so we're with them. And then everything opens up again for Diamond. So they go back into distribution business. And everything's running fine. We're running initial orders and FOCs, or final order call, for DC product. And then 2 weeks into Diamond opening, DC decides that Diamond no longer has the right to sell their products as of June 30th this month. And you now have to use these two distributors, and all of your initial orders and FOCs are canceled effective immediately. So if you don't have an account with them, you need to set one up so that you can order so you can get your product in for next week. But it's taking 4 to 7 days to get your account verified and opened, so your customers are losing a week's worth of comic books. Yes, you heard that right. You can't order from your normal place that you've already had set up and you've been waiting to support them. You have a week to set your account up before, so you can get your product for next week for your customers. But
It takes
it takes a week to get it.
Do you know? Did you ever read in the articles about why Diamond lost DC?
I didn't read enough into it.
From what I was reading and what I was finding, basically Diamond said instead of doing their normal payouts to all of the publishers and everything, they were going to do a payoff plan. They were going to release cash whenever they could. And I guess DC has a big car payment because they did not like that, as you can tell.
I can almost understand that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the business to make money. You don't go into business to do it for fun.
Yeah, they want to make money, and they're going to do it however they can.
And they also have corporate overlords now.
Yeah.
I mean, AT&T owns WB, which owns DC.
I mean, I've heard some interesting stuff about that.
And I mean, they got rid of Didio just months ago.
Yeah,
And put Jim Lee in charge after a 3-day nap. He's like, huh?
Wait, I'm the king of the castle? He wakes up in the crown. Who broke into my house?
And supposedly so death metal just started.
Yeah.
I'm transitioning into our next item, but it leads into other discussion that's pertinent here.
I mean,
they're supposed to do like a new Crisis event and reboot the universe.
Yeah, I mean, they were gonna do 5G, which they don't even like. The Didio or however you want to pronounce his name, was like the figurehead of that. And then now they're not even certain they want to do it because nobody, I guess, knows how Didio's weird brain works and how he's going to try to do it.
Yeah, but he did New 52.
Yeah, but New 52 was like good in the beginning, and then
That's what I mean. Like, you started great, and then you ended, like a bad fart in the middle of a wedding. Ill-timed and terrible. But so the rumor was right before Didio got outed, is that they had one reboot left, and then AT&T was done with DC.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that they're making these decisions to make DC more profitable.
Yeah.
In order to keep publishing books, but I can't see AT&T truly canceling DC Comics, because you need to have a test ground for new movies and entertainment.
Yeah.
You need those characters in order to further the DCEU.
Yeah.
Whether in television or movie form. So I can't see them canceling it, but I can see them putting pressure on them to be more profitable.
Yeah, and
to
that's
prove their worth.
And that's the one thing that I've heard recently is that that AT&T is considering a sell of DC if they don't actually become more profitable overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Now, I'm going to check something real quick, because it almost looks like our stream video may have froze on a weird discussion between us, so I got to check that. Yep, it does appear that the stream froze, so we're going to cut
Hey
away.
Previews World, Natasha here, and I'm going to give you a look at some of the new toys and collectibles in stores today. Here's this week's Previews Toy Chest. That's not all. Before heading to your local comic shop, be sure to check out previewsworld.com/new releases. There you'll find a complete rundown of everything a toy collector could possibly want.
And we're back. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened to the video. I hope that the audio came through. The wonders of modern technology.
Yeah.
So that's what happened in DC. Now, other things are happening in DC, which leads to the next point, is on the 16th, yesterday, because today's 17th while we're recording this, Death Metal launched. So, Dark Knight's Death Metal. Zach and I have both read this book, and we're not going to give any spoilers away for any of those who do want to come into the store or pick up from your local comic book store if you're watching this outside of the Casper region. This book, really cool. I mean, we've been talking about this book since February.
Yeah, we've been hyping this for, what, 5 months? Like 4 or 5 months? Something like that? Second we caught wind of it?
Oh, yeah. The moment we saw details about it, we were both in.
Oh, yeah.
It is an interesting book, to say the least.
Oh, I'm interested overall. It gives a lot of revelations to at least the current understanding of the DC universe, is how I'll say it.
Yeah.
Because there's always new interpretations, and like Marvel, they can't ever set one thing down.
No, not at all. The only thing we will tell you with concrete, non-spoiler, because it is on the cover, and it's been in a lot of the promo stuff, is Wonder Woman is now the Queen of Hell.
Chainsaw of Truth!
And wielding the Chainsaw of Truth. So she is Queen of Hell, guarding all the prisoners that have been brought to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, that's all I'm going to say about it in terms of story. But I can say that the art, I'd give the art a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10.
I agree.
It's great art, not wonderful art.
Yeah.
So they're missing some of the details.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna fault them on that.
Oh God, no.
Because I mean, what would we say is like a 10 out of 10 on art?
Dude, you want to go 10 out of 10? Is the Artgerm cover for it? That's a 10 out of 10 cover.
I
so
agree. Yeah.
If you're comparing it to
Or
Artgerm,
the what is it? The Francisco Medina cover with Superman.
yeah.
Oh.
So if you're gonna judge it against that art, and you're getting a 7 out of 5 or a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, that's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
Like, I make no quarrels about the art that's in it. It is missing a few details that I'd like to see a little bit more on. I mean, there's a couple of characters in there that you and I have been talking about that I'd love to know more about and actually see the real details so we can know exactly who that
Yeah, like, there's a couple that I'm really interested in who they're based off of, because obviously you're gonna have another Return to Dark, basically a sequel to Dark Knight's Death Metal. You're gonna have more evil Batman,
Right.
but some of them evil Batman, I am really interested in.
Now, the surprise of this that no one knew about, and this is page 1 stuff, so if this is a spoiler, you've never picked up the book. Sergeant Rock makes an appearance.
Yeah, Sergeant Rock, like, is the story narrator at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, and then that giant space gun he has. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, great book. I do recommend picking it up. Like I said, it came out this week. It's part of so far what we've been told, a 6-issue series, a standalone series that goes with it, and a couple of tie-in books.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking 8 to 10 books, and this will be the final bit of the Dark Knight series, or the Dark Knight's Metal series.
Dark Knight's Metal.
So that'll be the end of it.
I wouldn't even say that far, because, I mean,
Well, that's what Snyder has said, that this is the end.
yeah, he's probably gonna go and write like Savage Dragon after this or something. He's gonna go into exile. I can't write anything good anymore.
He's gonna write Archie.
Oh God, that's gonna be some brutal Archie. Who's that Archie? Archie finds the nuclear codes in his lunchbox.
Yeah, but not Dark Archie universe.
Yeah,
Like,
normal Archie.
Happy-go-lucky Archie universe.
Finds
He goes to the ice cream soda shop and just goes on a killing spree.
Yeah, finds a knife and activates his Manchurian candidate.
But so that came out this week, and that is the big event of the week. Other events this week, or other books that came out this week. So you have Strange Adventures.
I was gonna say, you got a favorite out of everything that just came out? I gotta say, I've been just off of strength of cover and how good the cover art looks. I've been really down on A Man Among Ye.
Me
That
too.
one looks cool.
That one's an interesting concept. I really want to read it,
And
but it only came out today, and we both know that store was extremely busy today.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't get a chance to read it, and I really wish we would have, so that we could give a full review on it.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a pirate comic book, so it's probably gonna be really good.
You had me a pirate comic book.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what was the tagline you gave it?
The tagline that they say on the Diamond website, everything is "Welcome to a day of pirates, where men were men and the best pirates were women."
Art looks great. I mean, the cover's fantastic.
Yeah.
You look at the art inside; it's raw, which I really like that style. You get other books that have the same style, like The Man Who Effed Up Time, which number 3 came out today as well.
Oh my God, that cover's funny. Oh Lord.
I wish I'd gotten a little more prepared for this and shown some of the covers on this.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Next time we're gonna have to.
I was gonna say, I can walk over and grab them.
Well, we can't really do. I'd like to put it on the screen, but this is an initial run through. We're gonna learn from this. We're gonna get better for you guys.
Nah, we won't learn.
Now,
We're just gonna get big printed out placards.
I have a different question for you.
Okay.
So, those of you who follow us or watching on Facebook or on our Vimeo stream at vimeo.com/NorseTV.
Or finding a really terrible TikTok rip.
Yeah. Know that we both co-own and work at Norse Comics and More, located in Casper, Wyoming. So we are a retail store. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of comic books.
At least 2.
Yeah. You can see one of them behind us. But my question for you is, did you have a favorite moment this week? Like a customer that came in, or a transaction, or anything that happened?
I actually did, like, overall, and it's most of the time it's really hard because a lot of the day blends together when it's just nothing super remarkable. But when I think it was the aunt or the grandma and the little kid came in, and as we were helping out other customers, I kind of tuned in and heard him talking about Wolverine and stuff like that. And that kid was really knowledgeable about Wolverine, and I really appreciated that he enjoyed his...
That was his birthday.
Yeah, on his birthday.
Yeah.
And I love when he asked if he could buy some more comic book books. And she just went, "It's your birthday, man, come on." But I really enjoyed the fact that he was knowledgeable. He was knowledgeable, and it seemed like he did the research on the character. On a character he truly loved.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
Absolutely. that's one of those wonderful things of the character made an impression on a young reader.
Mm-hmm.
Impression enough that he was searching for everything. And then, of course, we did the nice thing, which I'm not known for, but I do occasionally. It gave him a copy of Wolverine #2 at no charge.
Yeah, just screw it.
Yeah, he's a Wolverine fan. And I want him to be a lifetime comic book fan. And to know that comic book stores are a safe place for kids to come into. And to find a community that they fit in at. That they can talk about the things that maybe their friends or teachers or parents don't even have an interest in or
Really understand.
Yeah, or understand. So I did that specifically so that he knows he has a community. And it's not often that you find that in businesses, but it is something that happens often in comic book stores.
Yeah, because I mean, how many sandwich shops just gonna give you a free sub when you talk about how much you love, like ham?
Yeah.
None.
I'll give you an extra.
Here's an extra craft single.
Yeah. My favorite happened yesterday.
Huh.
So we have two customers who are friends. Not going to name them without their permission.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
One came in. I mean, we had just gotten the store open. We had just started bagging and boarding our comics to put up. One of the two friends comes in and buys every copy of Death Metal that we had. Then his friend comes in about 2-3 hours later, angry at his other friend for coming in without him.
Yeah.
Like that SOB came in without me, and I hate him. Because it shows community.
Yeah.
There's a camaraderie in comic books. They both like pretty much the same similar books.
Yeah. It could be like one teaching the other or something like that.
Yeah, but they both said, "Oh, we're going to come in for that," and then one shows up before the other and just basically throws a strike right into the friendship.
Yeah, right? Hey, you want to go watch the new release of Star Wars at 9? Yeah. I'm sorry, I start at 6. Huh?
So that was my favorite of the week.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, I gotta say.
All right, we are going to go to another small break, but this one's going to be on a different subject, so hope you enjoy. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
What's up, Previews World? Mia here, and I'm going to give you a look at some of the new titles in store this week. Here's what's at comic shops. For more info on these titles and others, head on over to previewsworld.com/new releases.
And we're back.
Whew.
All right. So, other news in the industry. Do you have any news that you know of off the top of your head?
Let me think real quick. You got anything?
I do. So, couple of things. Number one, they will be coming to the store. Well, not they, because that would be terrifying. But a product based on them.
The whole team?
Godzilla and King Kong, or Godzilla versus King Kong. Supposed to release in October, but with everything going on with COVID, may be pushed back to early 2021, which is unfortunate, but understandable. I hope it comes out in October, because personally like big monster fights. But we do have, and I ordered it today, should be in August or September, one of the two. King Kong, or Godzilla versus King Kong Pop Funkos. So those are coming in. We also have coming in Spider-Man
Yeah, the Spider-Man point meme. I still think I'm gonna buy a box of those and hide them throughout the store. Have like one on like the fridge and one like up by the like sideshows or something, just pointing at each other.
So there's a lot of cool pops that are coming into store. There's a lot of cool comics that are coming out this year. So we've got Empire coming soon. That should be out next month.
I'm interested. I'm only just disappointed. It's the news I just remember I was going to talk about. Talked about to a couple of people in store and stuff like that. The fact that Marvel decided on some of their estimated low-performing, like limited series to push them to graphic novel only,
Yeah.
and that is kind of annoying because I want to read single issues of Children of the Atom.
And that's coming out as a complete entire graphic novel.
It takes away almost takes away like the interest of the story. Like I want like the wait. The thing that makes comic books good is that you have to wait for the story.
It's like reading the end of The Boys Dear Becky #1. Like, no, give me the next one now.
Yeah.
Or Spider-Woman, which I've been waiting for 4 months for.
Yeah.
Spider-Woman #2, by the way, comes out, I believe, in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So I think it's 7/7, ish.
So 7/6 meteor strikes Earth and they're
Yeah.
all dead.
So I'm never able to read what happens to her,
Yeah, and I won't get the New Mutants movie.
which is now coming out, August 23rd?
Either 23rd or
26th.
20. I think it's like 27th or it's somewhere in the 20th.
So
But-
that's coming out.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills is another movie coming out in October that may be pushed back.
Interesting.
It shouldn't be, because
But they should release it on Christmas. They should release it on Christmas. It'd be even weirder.
But go through and digitally add a Santa Claus hat to Michael Myers.
Digitally add Santa Claus hats to all the pumpkins.
Yes. So that's all happening. You've got what else is
We got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin
that's
coming
coming
out.
out in August.
Uh-huh.
That looks really good. You've got Willard or Wild, I think it is, just launched today from Boom.
The one about the Magic Kid.
Yeah.
Wind.
That's it.
Yeah.
I wish we'd actually had put that on our initial order.
I never actually saw that one.
I didn't see any solicitations for it.
Yeah, which
But
is weird.
It blew up, and it looks like it's going to second print already. Yeah. Now,
I love a good magic story.
here's something funny for you. Empire #1,
Uh-huh.
not yet released.
Uh-huh.
On FOCs this week, you can FOC
Empire.
Empire 1 and Empire 1's second printing.
Wait. Huh?
Yeah.
How? They're already assuming it's going to be a giant event, so they're
Yeah.
actually going to sell 3 copies.
Oh, and 10 variant covers.
That's understandable because it's like, no, because they're also probably going to be, I don't know, man. As long as #2 doesn't have 15, I'm okay with it because it's #1. You want to hype it up. You want to have all
Yeah.
those cool covers. Now, if #4 has 30 variant covers, if they pull the diamond where they, or not diamond, dynamite, where they restart the series on issue 4, go back to #1, and then have 70 variant covers.
1 out of 6, 1 out of 7, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 12, 1 out of 11.
What
Forgot
was
that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
1 out of 20, 1 out of 25, 1 out of 30, 1 out of 40,
Oh,
1 out of 50.
the one that I remember. It was like 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 11, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 21, 1 out of 30, 1 out of 31, 1 out of 30, like 5, and then it went all the way up to like they did the big tens numbers, and then an 11 or the extra one after that up until I think like 90 or something.
Yeah.
It's like why? Who? And it's all just the same cover. It's just they digitally removed the text basically.
Either the text, or they removed all the color, or they changed the color.
Or
So you, instead of getting the pencil, you get the blue pencil or the red pencil.
it's cosplay cover. Then it's the cosplay cover virgin variant. Then cosplay cover inverse virgin variant, and then they also printed on like a piece of cheese.
I'm waiting for the one that is the Virgin variant, but sponsored by NASCAR, with about 20 different sponsors on the cover.
That would be funny, especially if it was like one of those like meta comic books. That would be kind of cool, actually.
And it would sell 4 copies.
Yeah, because we'd buy it because it's fun.
Because there's something wrong with all.
We'd buy the there'd be cover A where it's like 10 of the sponsorships, and cover B where it's the other 10.
Yeah. Other news. some cool books that you are. What series are you looking forward to?
Overall, in the future, I mean, with like the fact that there were just 3 months and basically no new books, my new issue brain kind of just died. I'm honestly right now. I'm sticking with my ongoing series right now,
Okay.
and I gotta say, I am in love with new Hellblazer.
I'm looking forward to, and it's coming in, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey #2. I've been waiting to read that book.
Off of the Black Label non-one shot.
Correct.
Okay, because they did.
No, right now we just got Birds of Prey, which is
Yeah,
a
Birds of
standalone.
Prey, and then there was
But
the other
Harley
one.
Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
That's the one
that
where
came out in February.
Yeah, that's the one where she goes to avenge the male Harley Quinn member of her gang, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, one of the
s-
Quinns.
Yes, one of the Quinns.
She has to go back to Gotham, and at the end, Joker hears about it and wants to kill her.
Okay.
So that's where
I'm-
we got left, and I'm waiting to read the next one.
I mean, if we're being super honest on something I'm waiting for the end of Something Is Killing the Children, so I can finally understand what's going on in that. We're like 7 issues in, and they have not given me nearly enough to sate
Well,
my want.
we do have orders in for 8 and 9.
Thank God, because
So.
I'll buy all of them. I'm gonna jack up the aftermarket price.
So we do have more. So for our fans out there that have been coming into the store since the moment we brought in comics, if you haven't been in for a while, the store is drastically changed. Number one, when we started, we had close to, I think, 1,500 books the day we started.
Yeah, it was what, 8
Uh,
long boxes.
yeah.
Round.
It wasn't even long boxes.
No,
A lot of them
8
were shorts.
short. Yeah, 8
Yeah.
shorts actually.
And then some new.
yeah, barely like nothing.
Because when we started, we didn't have the confidence to grow that fast.
Yeah.
And also learning what your customers want. Because the most important part of this job is understanding the fans.
Yeah. Understanding your customer base.
And so now we have 40,000 comic books. We're bringing in 200 to 400 new comics a week.
Yeah, we got so many new comics in 1 week. You actually had an anxiety attack almost.
Yeah. It was so much I didn't know what to do, didn't know where to start, didn't know how to get started, where to put everything, what we were going to do with everything, and I literally shut down. And I've never done that in my life. I've never had a workload so imposing that it stopped me. So Zach had to take over, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, one of us got to be a level-headed one.
Hey, most of the time I am, because you're off eating cheese.
Jeez.
But the store has changed so much. We have more Pop Funkos than we've ever had. We have more comics than any other store in the state.
Yeah,
We're bringing in action figures all the time. We've brought in Sideshow Collectibles, Universal Monsters.
yeah, the OG ones.
Yeah, we've got statues in store now. We've got new Sideshow Collectibles on their way.
Yeah.
The ones produced by Hot Toys.
Oh man, I can't wait for shrinked people to come in.
Yeah, and the
So
first one's
weird.
going to be video game version Advanced Suit Spider-Man.
I thought the first one we were gonna get in was the Darth Vader.
No, that's a
Pre-order?
pre-order.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've tricked me.
So that one's been ordered. We're also getting in Deadpool, but like OG
Bad feet.
comic book.
Let's say bad
Deadpool?
Leafield feet. Deadpool.
And then new product as well that we've put on order today.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah.
come in until September. The Deadpool animated head.
Life size, has a gyroscope, so it actually senses when you turn him, and has comments on that. Has an app to do sound bites too.
Light activated,
That too.
motion activated, sound activated, app activated, not made for children.
Yeah.
This is definitely a hard R statue piece, if you will.
Yeah, I'm surprised based off like Deadpool and the fact of what they're doing that they don't have him like moisture activated either.
Yeah, who knows?
Like you'll lick his ear and he just starts like ooh.
Maybe he
Something
does.
oh, I don't know. That'd be weird. You don't want to advertise that one.
It'd be great. You blow in his ear. He's like, "I love you, marry me." But things, we are on the other side of the COVID pandemic, where things are stabilizing, but they're getting ready to get worse again. Because
We can go either way at this point.
people thought that, oh, they said things are open, I don't have to follow social distancing rules.
Yeah.
They're wrong, but
Mhm.
they thought it. So we, as a company, have done everything we can to continue engaging with our fan base, our customers, our friends, in a way that means they don't have to come into the store should they not want to. Should they have any reason, if they're sick or if they're worried about getting sick, they can shop at the store from home.
Yeah.
So we have, over the last 3 months, redone the website 3 times in order to get things better for customers. But I think we finally settled on a solution, which we had to do because we could no longer use effectively the Diamond Pull Box service because of no DC. Not having DC in there makes any service for pull box usage useless.
Mhm.
So we're not able to effectively manage your subscriptions, and we can't ask you to use 2 different services.
Yeah. I mean, we could have stuck up like a dartboard and you had to throw from a distance, and that's what you got. But
Yeah, but that's less effective.
and way not fun.
Yeah, and we're in danger.
Yeah, they might just throw the dart into us.
We'll be like the duck at the carnival. You know,
Yeah.
it just goes back and forth until you shoot it with a gun, and it bing falls down. You get a bear.
Yeah, except you get a weird, like a half-used copy of of like Batman 400.
No, not even that one, because that one has a little bit. You get like X-Men #1. There's only 800 million of them.
You get one of the 3,000 copies of Death of Superman still in unopened packaging.
Or Tribe. A copy of Tribe.
You get 7 copies of Bloodshot.
But we've set up a website through Comic Hub that integrates with our inventory. We're adding all product back in. Yes, it's a daunting task, but we are getting everything done. It's all getting added. All new issues are going to be in there. So it's going to take about a month or 2 for everything to stabilize in terms of product on the site. Mainly because initial orders and FOCs take time to get in, and that stuff gets added in. So then we have to go back through and put 10,000 or 30,000 back issues in the system manually, which can be a little daunting at times too, because it doesn't always go back that far, because it's only going to go back as far as Comic Hub existed or somebody else has put the product in without us adding in the product for everybody else as well.
Yeah.
So it becomes difficult. It isn't impossible, but it is a daunting task. So bear with us. We are adding product all the time. So it's norsecomics.com. That'll redirect you to our website under Comic Hub. There is an app, but the app has been temporarily taken down as it's being rebuilt because it's an older app. And so new one is launching. I talked with them today. So new Android and iPhone apps are launching in July.
Oh, nice. I was wondering about that because I went to find the app and they only had the like square for phone basically thing.
Yeah. So we've gotten that. I've been in touch with them, and the folks over at Comic Hub have actually done a really good job with getting us set up in a very fast manner. I was a little panicked getting set up. Like, no, I need it now. But that's me wanting to make sure that I am your advocate for pull box and comic books and everything, so we don't leave you hanging in the wind. But one of the greatest things about this service is it integrates right into our POS. So when you put in a subscription for a book, it gets added to an order. So when we do our initial orders or our FOCs, it shows us what everybody wants to order. We order it in. When it comes in and we scan the product for inventory purposes, it flags that one is already ordered or subscribed to. So we can immediately put it into pull box. And it's available to you immediately. But we do have something in the store, so you can take up to 3 weeks to come in and get your books without a problem. So there is that. So we give some leeway on there.
Oh, yeah.
But it has to be picked up within 3 weeks. If it isn't, it gets put back into up for sale. You're given a warning. And then after the next time you do that, you're unable to use a pull box service. We won't hold stuff for you. You have to come in and pick it up as it comes because that is so. Zach wasn't around and wasn't old enough to see the downfall of comics back in the 90s. So, comic stores left and right were closing. It was also when all of the distributors in the country started merging into one, which was Diamond. They bought out everybody. They got the contracts with every distributor, which they had prior to that. But they became the exclusive provider for all of them. Which we lived in for about 14 years, maybe 18 at this point. I think maybe it was 2002 or 2004 when all of that happened. But that happened because comic book stores were closing left and right. And one of the reasons it is because art on books was becoming stagnant. The stories were becoming repetitive. They didn't have fresh blood in the industry, and they didn't have a firm grasp of what the industry was wanting. So people were still subscribed to their books, stores were still ordering, but they weren't getting the customers to come in. So stores were having a huge bill with their distributors, and almost at the point of closing, or bankruptcy, I should say. So they closed, settled everything, but that happened over and over around the country. And luckily, the kids who were around that time, like myself, are the comic book purchasers today. So if you notice, a lot of the guys that we have coming in for comic books are my generation versus your generation, that are buying the larger books, I should say. The larger orders, the more collectible books, they're getting a piece of their history back. It's people who grew up in comic book stores.
What's up, Previews World? Mia here, and I'm going to give you a look at some of the new titles in store this week. Here's what's at comic shops.
Well, guys, I'm sorry about that. Technical difficulty. I fingered that up pretty badly, but anyway, we'll get right back to where we were. So your generation didn't grow up in comic book stores like mine did because they didn't exist. It just didn't happen. It was they weren't in every town like they used to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't also one of the other factors in the fall of all the fall of the major mainstream comic industry, the fact that they were trying to pump out so many variant covers to cover their own overhead and just the speculator market?
Partly speculators, partly covers. The cover can be blamed actually on X-Men 1. They put out 8 or 9 different covers for that book.
Something like that, yeah.
Back in 91 or 92. Like, it was insane how many came out. But to tell you, like, how the industry changed from back then to now is when I was a sophomore in high school, I lived in a town of 7,000 people, like 7,500 or so, but really small town. We had 2 comic book stores. Yeah. Now, they were nowhere near the size we are now.
Yeah.
They had I'd say about a 15th of the inventory we had. And we had a used bookstore, or a bookstore, used bookstore, comic book store. So we technically had 3 places we could find books. One was bigger than the other. One focused more on sports collectibles. They still had some comic books. And one was comic books. But this isn't a small town. Now, I mean, people are surprised in this town with 65,000 people. We still get every day. I didn't know a comic book store was here. I've wanted a comic book store here. I wish, every time one's popped up, it's closed. And we have to, give everybody the warm and fuzzies that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This is a labor of love for me, so I'm in it until I'm not working anymore, so that somebody else can run it. But we have another business, and that business helps subsidize the comic book store when it's not doing as well as it should, which does help us to maintain in the black versus in the red, losing money, closing down. We're not closing. We're not going anywhere.
I mean, it also helps we're really good at buying comic books.
We're great at buying comics. We're great at dealing with our customers. At least I think so. I mean, I'm, a little pat on the back there.
You'd like to think the Academy?
Yeah. But we have a great relationship with our customers. I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
We have some fantastic people that walk through the door. I love when we get somebody into comics. As much as I love people who are getting back into comics, but my true favorites are the ones who come in and understand the importance of comics. Not just for the money side of it, but the collecting side.
The
You know?
history, the gravity.
I need that book in my collection. Not I need that book because I plan to flip it one day.
Yeah.
Not I'm investing in it so that one day I can put my kids through college.
That is my
Those are the peoples
favorite
I
character.
hate. I dislike those customers because comic books shouldn't be an investment.
Yeah. You shouldn't come in and just it shouldn't feel like you come in because you saw an article that this is the hot new book that you need to have.
Yeah.
That it's going to be expensive. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Read the
And
book.
it goes against what comic books are for.
Yeah.
Comic books are an entertainment source first and foremost.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's also a platform for like to speak out about things you wish to speak out about.
like the X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest one.
The most notable one in all of history is the X-Men because it was a book designed directly to counter what's going on today.
Yeah, which is still going on today.
Yeah. It was to counter racism, sexism, and general inequalities.
Yeah.
And that our differences are what make us closer,
Yeah.
not tear us apart.
That we're all in it together, basically.
Yep. It was ideologies that tore them apart, not their differences. And that was true between Professor X and Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
For years, they were arch enemies, only on the basis of Professor X arguing that mutants were not better than anybody, just different. He was the voice of equality, where Magneto was the voice of separation.
Yeah, that if they want to kill us, we'll kill them because we can do it better.
Yep. And that changed over the years as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they got closer. Not always close, but closer. They found a common ground with one another, that mutants and humans can live in harmony. Different, but equal. But I think, for me, that's all I've got this week.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to go into some weird back and forth questions, I really don't think of much else.
No, I think that's it. I think for our next one, we're looking to do these either weekly or bi-weekly. We're looking at about the same amount of time on these. So you're looking roughly half hour, 45 minutes an episode. This will be archived and ready to go. But most importantly, the audio will be stripped out, and we are going to release this as a podcast as well, both a video podcast and an audio podcast. So you'll be able to listen and watch us if you so desire, because one of us is cute. I'm not sure which one, or maybe neither of us is. I don't know. But I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching. I am, again, Steve, the Geek Supreme, and then we've got Zach, the Mega Nerd, and we are Put It on the Bat Card. We will see you guys later, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and we hope to hear from you soon. Stop by the store. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below, and we will stay in touch.